Welcome into the Cyclone Fanatic POSTGAME report. Jared Stansbury, joined as always by Rob Gray. Of course, the CF POSTGAME show presented by Centurion Stone. You guys just got to learn a little bit about them, as well as Whiskey River. No matter where you're at in Central Iowa, you can support a longtime friend of Cyclone Fanatic, and that's Whiskey River. Check out their flagship location in downtown Ames. Whiskey River Ankeny is located in Prairie Trail, and the newest location, Whiskey River, downtown Des Moines on Ingersoll. For fantastic liquor and beer selection and amazing burgers is Whiskey River, a proud partner of Cyclone Fanatic. And, of course, our friends at Fairway. You can learn more about Fairway at fairway.com. And that's where you can check for store locations, healthy, easy recipes, and then check out the new Fairway Meat Market in Ames. Rob, a dominant, workmanlike performance from the Cyclones tonight, 59-7 win over Kansas. Got up 28-0 in the first quarter and then never looked back, man. About as good of a performance, I think, as anybody could have hoped for in this game heading into a bye week.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, from defense, forcing turnovers, to get a block field goal and a return, which I don't know the last time I saw a return, from Minnie to getting the block to his second of his career for guys with getting a nice return that any joke you wish you would have cut in on. But Greg also joked that he had some obstacles on the ground there, but just a feel-good win. And in terms of complementary football, it couldn't have been better. Defense being opportunistic in the offense. Brock Purdy, 5 pass attempts, 5 completions, 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. Brees Hall gets in the end zone twice, breaks free from Corey Davis, tied. They were tied for career touchdowns. Now he stands alone. So many big things that, exactly what you would hope for in this game heading into a bye week, and then the meat of it into Manhattan and beyond.
Really solid on both sides of the ball as well as in special teams. Really nice to see, just no mistakes in any of those areas. Didn't turn the ball over at all. 290 yards rushing, 274 yards passing. Let's talk about Brock Purdy's performance just real quick. The first quarter for Brock, 5 for 5 with 4 touchdowns. As good as you could have ever asked for from him. I literally don't think you can get any better at that point. It kind of, Coach Campbell talked about last week after the game, talked about how he started to see some of those things from Brock at the end of the game last week. Now, carries them forward into this week. You just got to hope that he can maintain that momentum here with the bye week going into that game against Kansas State now.
Yeah, for sure. And they were really smart throws. He showed his capability really well. And then, when he needed to put one up one-on-one, it was either to Xavier Hutchinson, Charlie Kohler. Also hit a lot of other guys, Tariq Milton, and he was placing the ball in good spots. Tariq's in one-on-one, and the guy's trailing him, and he hits it low to him. He knows Tariq can make that catch, and no one else can make a play on it. And he was just crisp. The efficiency screams off the stat sheet, right? But he was also just crisp, calm, cool, and collected, as you expect, and really precise. And, we talked to him a little bit in the postgame, too, and you just have a feeling that he's really settled in, and that's usually a harbinger of quote-unquote Brocktober and good things to come.
And, Coach Campbell talked after the game about this, improving through the struggle, and obviously, Brock has done that. I think Brees Hall has done that as well. We've seen him back at full strength now, 2 weeks in a row. Brees tonight, 17 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like you mentioned, he broke Troy Davis's record for rushing touchdowns tonight. I think when you take what Brees did, in addition to what Jairell Brock did, the few carries that he got, I thought Deion Silas gave him some really good carries. Eli Sanders looked really good running the ball. That whole group of running backs, man, there's some dogs in that group, besides just Brees.
No question. And Jairell Brock getting his first career touchdown on the 7-yard pass from Brock that was noted in the postgame. It wasn't his first option, but Brock stayed cool, wide open to Jairell Brock for that touchdown. And just, yes, Kansas is really trying to find itself, and they don't have a lot of guys right now. But they're still a team that has competed a lot better than this. I would say arguably all their games. And the Cyclones just pulled this game right up alongside them and said, "You're not getting an inch of this, Kansas." Even when they get a few drives going, they force you get the Kimani King interception in the end zone. You get the Zach Peterson fumble, all the things that the blocked field goal when they might think they get a tiny bit of momentum. They weren't just not going to let them have any, and that's like you said, as dominant a win as you could ask for, and exactly when you need it, I think.
Yeah, and I think Greg Eisworth said it well after the game when I asked him if he thought that the bye week was coming at a good time, and he said to get the confidence from this game, and now you get 2 weeks to go through the film, get some confidence for those young guys to see the level of work that you need to put in each week. I think that they're ready to get back to work again and start working towards what's going to be a huge game down in Manhattan in 2 weeks. Obviously, the Wildcats put a good fight up against Oklahoma today, but couldn't quite pull one out. So that'll be a hungry football team.
Yeah, no question. And again, it's games like this where competitors want to play right away again, right? Because as Brees Hall said after the game, he's not going to look at that and say, "Boy, we played great." They want to dig in and say, "What did we do wrong?" And this is what they always go into. And to have a bye week for that is valuable because they can take such a step back and really, really hone in on those little things, which again have been certainly the reason they lost last week at Baylor, not taking care of the margins and some of the special teams and obviously 4 turnovers against Iowa. The turnover-free game, as you mentioned, you're forcing turnovers. Back to what Coach Campbell said to me about luck a few weeks back, that it's BS. It's about guys doing things repeatedly, and then boom, there it is, it happens. And we saw some of that today, which I think is as encouraging as anything else.
Absolutely. Dominant effort from the Cyclones. We're going to have full coverage of it at CycloneFanatic.com. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the post-game report. Of course, thanks to our sponsors, Centurion Stone, Whiskey River, and Fairway. We'll talk to you guys again on Monday on Football and Random Things. Have a great rest of your weekend.